Hi there. So looks like hopefully I'm live and it's going better, I'm going to hope, than it did last time. So what I'm doing right now, and I apologize for anybody that came into my last video, I did have technical issues. That's the one thing about live is technicalities, technicalities, technicalities. So normally what I'm doing and what I wanted to do tonight was I wanted to make this video downstairs for the first time in the movie library that I haven't done one here in a while. And the big deal about making this down here was I was going to use my phone so that I wouldn't have to use this. I could get up more. I could walk around a bit more. And so what I'm doing right now, while I'm talking to you, while I'm waiting for you guys to come in, is I'm making sure that there's not two videos live here. And I'm going to cancel this other one. I'm trying desperately to cancel the other video. So tell you what, I'm going to go upstairs for a second. If you come in, I'm here. I will be right back. That's what they all say. I'm trying to cancel the other video, and for some reason, it's not letting me cancel this. I cannot have two live videos going at once, so I'll be right back. If you just came here, I'm not gone anywhere. I'm coming directly back. I just have to make sure that the other video, live video, is canceled, and it's not stopping this video from going through. So let's try and have fun with this here, and I'll be right back. All right, so I am back, and for some reason, it's not letting me cancel the other video. So I do have to ask you to please, if you're on here, let people know that I'm desperately trying to cancel the other live video. Hey, Isaac, there's two live videos going on right now on my channel because of a mistake, and I'm trying to desperately cancel the other video to delete it, but it's not letting me do it. It's not letting me delete the other video to get rid of it or to do anything of that type. So I'm going to cancel this video. I'm going to start over with a different name. And I really do apologize because I want to make sure that this video does not go live. Oh, no, that's okay. I think I got it. Isaac, I'm here. I'm pretty sure that right now, if I was to click on this video right here, I'm going to see stuff come up. So let's just check. All right, there we go. So if anybody was into the other video, I do apologize. I canceled that one as soon as I could, but people stayed in that one, and I think that's what kept it open. I did kind of let people know that I was having problems, issues with the other one. to please come into this stream. So hopefully they figure it out once the stream disappears, that they'll see that this one's here. Anyway, tonight we are talking about 4K. I did want to do this on my iPhone rather than my iPad. I find that I have less issues lately on my iPhone than I do with the iPad. But I wanted to make a video down here in the movie library. It's something that I haven't done in quite a long time, actually. It's been a while since I did that. Now, recently, if you've been watching a lot of the stuff that's been going on, like the tech stuff that's going on, you're watching any of the conventions or going into any of that stuff, then what you'll see, oops, there's a little hair there. Altered States. I love that movie. You know, I actually have not seen Altered States since the days of the theater. Like, I got it here somewhere on like on an old, I think, Snapper case DVD. But I don't think I've actually seen Altered States since I saw it in the theater, since I originally watched it in the theater. And I remember loving that movie. So that's one, that needs a 4K. That really needs, that's got great visuals if I remember it correctly. I remember there's a sequence. He's running like kind of like naked. I'm not sure if it's through like a zoo or something like that. And he kills the sound. It's freaky and mind-blowing and brilliant. So, hi there. I apologize for the error earlier on in the video. If you came over from the video that was there before, I was desperately trying to cancel that other video. I mean, I went upstairs. I tried to do it from there. I finally found a way on my phone to get that done. Hurt and Drew Barrymore. And 13 Wolfman, I have not seen that movie since 1979. I have it in my collection, like as the DVD, but I haven't seen it since 1979. So, but there's certain things in it that like I remember really well. So I got asked a question today that made me decide what this video was going to be about. It actually made it kind of easy. I had a friend of mine that said, you know, I'm thinking about getting a 4K player and starting on, you know, a 4K collection, but should I really do that? I've been seeing in the, well, down the road. Well, I told him I couldn't promise you're not going to buy 8K discs down the road, but I don't really think so. I think 4K, as disc-wise, like what we're getting right now, that's going to be kind of like the top of it. What 8K on a TV is going to do for you, if you've got like a 4K disc, for instance, what that's going to do, it's going to enable you, like right now, if, thanks a lot, if you have like a 4K setup, like I got like a small 4K TV, I got a 55 inch, right? Can you believe nowadays 55 inch is a small TV? Back when I was younger, back in the old days, you had the 13 inch like TV in your dorm room. You're like, man, this is awesome. I can watch TV in my dorm. But now you got like, I got a 52 inch, but I'm thinking of getting something a bit bigger than that. It's not really hitting that spot, that sweet spot. Anyway, so the 52 inch TV, 4K, it's an okay. You basically, for like to get the true pixelization, density, all that type of stuff, all that jazzy cool stuff, then they say to be like a certain amount away from the TV. Really, you're going to get a good picture anyway. You're going to get the best picture. HDR is going to come into play. That's going to be a big thing. And the thing with an 8K television, with an 8K resolution, and that's the thing. It's not about like they say, you know, well, you're not going to notice the difference. You're going to notice the difference. You will completely notice the difference between like a 4K and a Blu-ray disc, if it's done right, if it's remastered right, if it's been authorized right. Yeah, you will totally know the difference. But one, make sure your settings are done right. But two, here's the thing, and the 8K television is actually going to optimize your 4K. That's really what it does. Is the 8K is going to give you pretty much like that you'll be able to notice the difference from whether you're sitting this close to your screen or you're sitting this close to your screen. Now, some 4K TVs, like if it's like of a certain size, the basic idea behind that is, with 55, with 65, yes, that's the sweet spot. You're going to really get like the effect of the 4K. 75, same thing, even better. But 65 is kind of sweet spot with 4K. With with the 8K television, what's going on is that it's enabling you to see it not just as good as you kind of would in the theater, but it's going to enable you to look at that, and no matter where you're sitting, get the best possible view of your 4K disc. So let's say, for instance, you're Christopher Nolan, and you're looking on a monitor. Usually it's like 30-inch show monitor, which and you're doing your film. You're making it. You're optimizing the viewing experience. You're making it. You're editing it. You're doing the best viewing experience that's going to come in the theater. That's going to come on your disc. You've got a special instrument. You got a screen for that. 8K is trying to give you that experience. So you really are literally seeing it the way that that it's meant to be seen. Now, kind of one of the drawbacks for this is that it makes things super clear and super easy to see. So if you are watching, like say you're watching a sci-fi film, you're watching Star Wars or something like that, you're going to see super clear. You're also going to know when things look super fake. So, no, there's the thing there. It kind of brings you right into it. But when you brings yourself in, let's just say they're shooting the new Star Wars movie. If you're watching it on the TV with like the sound effects and all that stuff around, awesome. Let's just say you walk onto the set. You can tell there's dudes in suits and all this type of stuff. You're going to be able to tell some of that. Anyway, what I want to do tonight, I'm going to show you my 4K collection. I have 63 titles in mine. I will go through a couple of them. If you have any questions about any of these, feel free to let me know. Short answer first. I was asked if is it a good idea to go 4K? Is there enough out there on 4K? Right? Yes, there is now. At this point, early adapters probably didn't have as much, but right now 4K really definitely is, I think, the way to go. There is TVs are out there. They've become less expensive. 4K players have become way less expensive. So the buy-in price point for 4K right now, it's getting really low. So to the point, like my dad's had some issues with his TV recently. When he gets a new TV, there's no reason for him not to get a 4K. It's just priced right now so that you can't actually get a decent 4K for like a decent price without breaking the bank. And that's important. You don't want to, upgrade to something if you can't afford it. There's the thing. That's the important thing right now. Don't go get anything you can't afford. Just make sure it's within the range. So before I go any further, this is my T-shirt of the night, and I will show you what that is. And that is the class of '85 T-shirt, and that's from one of my favorite films. And you know what it is? Well, I always budget buy to an extent. I mean, I budget buy, but I try to buy within my budget. But I will, if you really want something, sometimes you do get what you pay for. So sometimes stay within your budget. Thank you, rack stuff. But that being said, support the companies that are working hard to get the stuff done out there for you. That's one thing I can say right now. Really, try if you can do it. If it's within your ability to like support physical media and support like when companies like Vinegar Syndrome or Severin or Arrow or Synapse or something puts out something that they really worked hard on, that they spent like a long time like authoring and like doing right. Priced accordingly. Just make sure if it's something you really want. If it's something you really want, it's worth going for. That's in my opinion. I'm a collector. That's my thought on it. Anyway, I've been lingering this portion of the video on long enough, so let's get into my 4K collection, and we'll start with a very divisive film. But this isn't really about the films that I got. It's you can comment on those if you want to, but it's more about like the 4Ks themselves. Oh yes, 13 Wolfman. I do know the archive that is ran by Vinegar Syndrome. Love it. There's a YouTuber actually that went. Well, I think him and his girlfriend went to the Vinegar Cinema, the archive store. It's actually a video on YouTube. I've watched it like around 20 times. That's a while back actually. But you do a video 31. Why don't you do like an archive video where you go there and you tell them about me, Mr. Vincent. Just saying. You can tell them this guy, this little guy right here, like supports their company huge through many ways. And they probably still don't know who I am. Anyway, here we go. So the first one up here, and there's no particular order, I just got them. So this is Mother. Now this actually looks really good in 4K. This is a good 4K release. Oh, it's near here. As far as the film goes, I loved it. But yeah, I do acknowledge this is not a film for everybody. But it looks gorgeous in 4K. What's the deal with 8K? Ah, welcome, Jacob. Well, basically 8K is the next step. 8K is coming in TVs. Now, don't think that means that that you're going to have to go out and buy like 8K discs to replace your 4K discs. What that means basically is it's going to, not only is it going to make, you know, if you're streaming stuff, look a lot better because it'll have a higher resolution. It'll have, but it's also going to make your 4Ks look a lot better, because when you look at your stuff, it's not just about the TV. It's about the size of it. It's, you know, there's a lot of aspects in making a 4K look gorgeous, looks like it came from a theater. You want to make sure of that. But one of the important things, and it's not an exciting thing to talk about, but it's processing, and it's processing power. And right now, you know, not every TV is equal. So you want, with an 8K television, for that TV to be able to process the 4K in the optimized viewing state. And an 8K will do that for a 4K release. So do I think it means there's going to put out a ton of 4K discs, of 8K discs? No. But I think it's something that can really, like if it catches on and does well, it's something that can make your 4K viewing experience even better. But I'm going through my entire 4K collection to let you guys know. So this is actually a really decent one. It's Mother. Now, like most of these here, there's the special features are on the Blu-ray. There's a few here where you're going to get special features on the 4K itself. Usually the 4K is kept for like just the viewing experience, and if you want to go back and watch the features and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll port them over to the 4K in kind of like a standard HD, 1080p or standard definition. But in a rare case, hey Sasha, what they'll do is they'll take the 4K features and they'll put them onto the 4K. You're starting to see that happen now, and it was. So think of it much in the way they started with DVD when it came to Blu-ray. A lot of cases when you got a DVD, Blu-ray, when Blu-ray first came out, Blu-ray, DVD, like the picture was different, but feature-wise there wasn't a lot of differences. Then you get certain ones, you get like some certain Synapse ones and stuff like that, and you realize, hey, there's features on the Blu-ray disc that I can't get on the DVD disc. I need to get a Blu-ray player. So that's kind of what we're seeing here. The good thing about 4K is that in most cases, and I'll just show you what I mean here, you're getting the 4K disc, which is usually like kind of if it's like a black disc, if it's done like this, and the Blu-ray disc. So if you don't yet have 4K and they are comparable. Oh really? I love this movie, by the way. If you don't have like you don't have a 4K player yet, say you got a 4K TV, grab it anyway, and you can just play the Blu-ray until you get yourself a 4K player, and then you can notice the difference. The neat thing is if you got a 4K TV, it's going to upconvert anyway, so the Blu-ray is going to look better than it would normally, but it's still not going to look in the same as the 4K. Now, do you want to see a 4K disc that absolutely looks gorgeous? And looks like you would see it in the theater, like basically kind of a reference style. That's something that I also don't know. So Sasha doing a video on making sleeves, great idea. And this is Blade Runner 2049. This is a very long movie that I saw in the theater and I really, really enjoyed. I thought this was fantastic. I thought visually this looked amazing. So when they announced that this was coming out on 4K, I had to have it. One of the biggest reasons, aside from the fact that I wanted to see this film in its visual stunning awesomeness as much as I possibly could, is that this movie came out on IMAX. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip right here, right now. And that is, if you are collecting 4K or you've just started collecting 4K, I haven't seen that video, damn it. I got to go back and I got to like put that in my watch list because I am interested. See, I'm so behind, Sasha. I'm so behind. Have no excuse, but I'm so behind. Is that if you know a movie that's been put out, that it's been done on IMAX, if it's been done like in an IMAX theater, then yes, this is going to look stunning. Do you mean the picture-wise? Are you asking me if the 4K for Blade Runner is as good as the 4K from Blade Runner 2049? Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. Both of these movies look gorgeous on 4K. It is the best these films have ever looked. This is, reference theater quality. These look really great. If you have a 4K player, these are two movies that I recommend you get early on. You will enjoy yourself if you like of course you like the Blade Runner movies. If you don't like the Blade Runner movies, it's not going to matter to you. But if you're a Blade Runner fan, if you're a fan of the Blade Runner films, definitely check these out. These are two great 4K editions. I do recommend them. If a movie of the stories is good, no, dude, watch. The story is really good for Blade Runner 2049. I still prefer the original Blade Runner. That being said, I 110% will say yes, watch Blade Runner 2049. It is, I don't think it has as good a score, in my opinion, but I do think the story is very solid and the acting is really well done. There's no Rutger Hauer in it, but Gosling is incredible in the film. All right, let me see something. I hate when I'm trying to say something and I can't get the word to go out right. Anyway, so next disc up, and is this one going to be a good? Is this going to be like kind of reference quality? Is this going to be like a sexy looking 4K release? Yes, yes it is. And why? It's Nolan. I do have to say, I've been super impressed with the Nolan 4Ks that have come out. And the neat thing about it is Nolan is a guy that he's not a digital guy. He's a film guy. He's a film stock guy. So people wondered if he was actually going to put the time, if he was going to do it, if he was going to go in, if he was going to do it right. And you really shouldn't wonder that about Nolan. It's Nolan. You know he's going to try and do it right. Now, Inception is honestly, it's one of my favorite modern films. I've watched this one. God, I've watched this one more times than I want to admit. That's the truth. I know it seems super kind of boring in the fact that Inception is one of the ones I like, but yes, I am that. I am that guy. I like Inception. I think it's an incredible film. This is a great 4K release of this one. 100% recommend this. And again, if you don't yet have a 4K, I don't know. Come on, I'm going to get into some Nolan films, so I would debate you on that 13 Wolf Band. But here's the thing: everybody has their own likes and dislikes. Me, I don't know if there's a Nolan film that I don't like. I don't think there is, to be honest with you. I like the fact that he has gotten he's gotten the control over his films. Graduate, Stanford. I wish Criterion would do like actual 4Ks, but I know they're not going to, because when it's a niche company, And you know, as famous as Criterion is, you're still looking at a niche company. It's harder for them to go into authorizing 4K releases of ones that they already put out. So what they do is they'll scan it in 4K and then they'll like kind of like down convert it to a Blu-ray, which is still going to be the best that it's ever going to be on Blu-ray. So because a lot of times you'll see like these releases and they'll say, you know, done in 4K, remastered in 4K, and it'll be a Blu-ray. So you know, just know the difference between that. Inception, Insomnia, and Interstellar. Interstellar is fantastic, and so is Insomnia. I don't have Insomnia, I don't think. No, I don't. That's not out in 4K. But here's one I'm betting you didn't like. Hey, Drax. But I love, and I think it's probably the most underrated. Yes, I've seen Paprika. But you know, Inception is different enough that it's its own world. But I understand what you mean. But hey, every Tarantino movie took something from something else, and it doesn't take away from the Tarantino films themselves. Uh, there's only like three, like really unique stories out there. Everything else is just based off of, as a writer, everything else is just based off like those three stories. Uh, that's a. So this is Dunkirk. A lot of people didn't like Dunkirk. I thought Dunkirk was fantastic. I I do like, you know, I do like war films, especially kind of like set in this era. But this movie to me was, it got a lot of flack, and it kind of blew me away because I was really surprised. I was really, now this is, by the way, this is fantastic in 4K. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Uh, I'm guessing there's not a lot of love for Dunkirk. There really should be. I mean, like especially if you got a dad or grandfather, like who likes war films, something like that. You know, show them this, because it is a fun one. It's a really good film. Here's one that is a crowd pleaser, and that is Interstellar. See, that's the thing. I like the way that they structured it. Uh, a lot of people didn't, and I completely understand that. Some people like, but it was the way that they did it. It was the it was the structure that the or the maybe the lack of structure, the differential structure, and the playing with time and that kind of narrative. That's what I really liked about Dunkirk. I thought the story was simple. It was it hit hard. It was charming in places. Um, it didn't use a static structure. It went, you know, it played about with when things were happening in different narratives. This is Interstellar again, gorgeous. It looks fantastic. I don't know what else to say when it comes to the Nolan stuff. Nolan, you know, I'll be honest with you. How popular is Nolan? Some people converted to 4K when it was announced that Nolan stuff was coming out. That's how popular of a guy that is. So basically, if like say for instance, to say tomorrow, maybe they're out. I don't know. No, not all of them, but some of them are. Let's just say the entire works of Stanley Kubrick was coming out tomorrow in 4K. There's certain people that are gonna like, and there is some stuff that's out that would be their thing. That would be okay. That's it. I'm on Stanley Kubrick 4K. I'm there. Nolan, for a lot of people, he did that. He brought them over. So Interstellar looks fantastic. Great film. Wonderful in 4K, and wonderful anyway. You got to see it. It hits me here. It hits me in the heart. So I'm getting off the Nolan stuff first, and then we're getting into some of my more mainstream stuff. First Day, New Tongue, working on that. Anyway, Westworld season 1. This is kind of Nolan. This is Nolan's brother, and this show I love. I don't have the second season on 4K yet, and I haven't watched the second season yet. Why haven't I watched it? Because I don't own it yet. That's why. And I don't stream it or anything like that, or I don't watch it on TV. I usually buy my seasons. I'll buy them. And I bought the first one in 4K, so there's no way I'm downgrading for the second season. This looks gorgeous. This is a fantastic show. If you have not checked out the show, it's really good. It's twisty, turny. Oh, 13 Wolfman, definitely check this out. Much like, remember when you first saw the pilot episode of The Shield? I'm assuming you like The Shield. I don't have the Prestige. It's the only one Drax that never came out around my area in 4K. But I'll definitely pick it up anyway because I'm a completist. But thanks for letting me know, because now I'm not so disappointed that we didn't get it. But I really love the movie The Prestige, so I'm definitely going to have to get that one. This is good. So yeah, when you saw the first episode of The Shield, remember at the end of The Shield, you get this like gut punch, like, oh damn. Westworld is going to give you not the same type of gut punch. It's going to give you a gut punch. It's got some great. It's got a great narrative. Acting's fantastic. The storyline is wonderful. And as you go through, yeah, when you get to, by the time you get to the end of the first episode, it's like, wow. It's one of those. It's a wow. It's something definitely to check out. 100% recommend it. My kitty cat is down there. Yes, he is. He's glad that I'm making video right down here now, because he can come down and bother me while I'm making my video. See there, Sasha. Now you get to start. What you should do, Sasha, I recommend this. Do this for me too. In the comment section down below, what you got to do is take that video, that sleeve video, because people are interested in it, and link it. Feel free to link it, and if it doesn't show up right away, I'll definitely verify it in my comment section when I after I finish the video, so that people can link and see that video, Sasha, that you did with sleeves, because I'm actually very interested in that as well. Now, there's a bunch of people that became 4K converts when Nolan came out. That's, I remember buying some stuff, and a lot of it had to do with the announcement of this. This is the trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy. Now, as excited as people are about this, I'm super excited about the 4K release coming up of the 4 original Batman films, the 2 Burtons and the 2 Schumachers. I will definitely have those in 4K because I'm a huge Batman fan. These look fantastic. They definitely look the best that they've ever looked. There's Batman Begins. I'm sure you guys know the trilogy, but I'll show you the covers anyway, so you can get like the feel of it. This is the Dark Knight, which for some people is considered one of the great, superhero movies of all time. Some people consider one of the great movies of all time. And this is The Dark Knight Rises. I can't do a Bane voice. Sorry, guys. I try, but no. I know do the Bane voice. Have fun with those movies. I'm not the giganticest. I like that word. The giantest fan of those films, but that being said, so hey, Tom Hardy tried. I love Tom Hardy. I really do. I'm a huge Tom Hardy fan. It's like every movie he's in, he's like, all right, how can you make this movie look like I'm not Tom Hardy? Like, what mask am I using in this film? How am I going to shave my head and gain a bunch of muscles? Am I going to Bronson this one, or am I going to put a mask on? Jumanji. Oh yeah, definitely link it in the comment section. Oh, you can link it in the comments there, in the ongoing comments, but I'll link it in the comment section down below because it stays static that way. So, I know. I haven't seen Gotham yet tonight. I gotta watch that later. I got that on my queue to watch. The last episode of Gotham tonight comes on tonight, by the way, guys. I'm a huge fan of Gotham. It's one of those crazy shows that is way awesome if you really get into it. They did a Bane storyline, and it was kind of fun. But the last episode, it's going to have Batman in it. It's legit going to have Batman, and I guess Mr. J, because they're not allowed to call him the Joker. Anyway, Jumanji. This is the sequel to the original Jumanji film, Welcome to the Jungle. I was not excited about seeing this film. I did not go to see this in the theater because I thought, I saw Jumanji. I don't need a sequel to Jumanji. Jumanji was a really fun film. How dare they sequelize Jumanji? I really like this movie. I do. And it's not just because Karen Gillan is in it and she's gorgeous and she's like a goddess. But she is. She's Karen Gillan. And yes. She's a redhead. You guys know. You guys know my weakness. That's my weakness. That's my weakness, guys. Anyway, so this is a fantastic film. This looks fantastic in 4K. Jungle movies, yes, 4K. Oh, so sweet. Especially if it's got that oh so sexy HDR. I gotta love the HDR. Yeah, nobody. I don't think anybody 13th Foot Man said, you know what, a Jumanji sequel starring The Rock and Jack Black. That's gonna be an awesome film. I don't think anybody was saying that going in to watch the movie. But you know what? People were saying that coming out. I can't believe this was an awesome film. And now there's another one coming out. Hopefully it will do well. I think that I was really surprised. You got to see this one. It's really good. And Karen, Sasha, in HD. In HD. Kevin Hart is good. Yeah, I watched this movie, but I haven't watched the 4K yet. It's a movie that I liked. I do like some war films, and this was a very different type of war film than the normal ones, and that's Hacksaw Ridge with I think it's Andrew Garfield, right? Pretty sure it's Andrew Garfield. Yeah, the pacifist war film. If you haven't seen this, actually is a really good film. I've heard actually that the 4K on this is really good, though I have not seen it myself. As you can tell, still not opened. Huge fan of this film. So I had to buy the 4K, and it was really cheap. It was like $10 on 4K. Yeah, you can't pass it up, man. You get like a 4K for $10. You're like, you're laughing. Exactly. Now, do you want to see some reference quality discs? Some discs, like if you got a 4K TV and you got a 4K player, say you just got one, and and your friends are like, I don't think there'll be any difference in 4K. Like I've got Blu-ray, or maybe they're farther back. I got my VHS, and I'm not going to go any farther from my VHS. I'm just starting to dip my toes into DVD. But 4K, that's the devil's work. I tell you, that's the devil's work. That's a weird one. Anyway, show them this. This is the quickest way to shut somebody up that tells you there's no difference between Blu-ray and 4K. Yeah, put this on. Silence. Automatic silence. This is what they call in the techie part of the world, in the tech part of this, reference quality. And it is reference quality of the highest order. This looks stunning. This looks absolutely gorgeous. You will watch this amazed with how good this looks. Every grain of sand. Everything looks amazing in here. This is probably one of the best 4Ks you can buy, and it's an awesome thing. It's a nature documentary series. It's a really good one. It's voiced by David Attenborough. But say you want to just dip your toes in, you're not quite sure if you want to go completely for the Planet Earth 2 full 4K experience. You are not quite sure. You're on that fence, and you're like, he talks English. He talks like proper English. I'm not sure if I want that. Well, you just see, oh, nice. This is a way to dip your toes in. This is awesome. This is narrated by Robert Redford. It is kind of like a movie kind of length version of Planet Earth 2. Hey, Elvin. What's really great about this is there are actual sequences, scenes in this that are not in Planet Earth 2. So it's and it's a different narration. So it is a different bit of a narrative. Of course, some stuff is going to cross over. This is not like a full miniseries. This is a film, and it's meant to. It's fantastic. Even if you've got Planet Earth 2, I do recommend this. Oh, really? I don't have those. Mill Creek as a reference quality. I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised. I will be looking for that. But this is Earth One Amazing Day. If you haven't seen it, if you got any kids, if you're someone that has kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews, and you got a 4K thing, and you haven't shown this to them, show it to them. Like, seriously, really do. Like, let them see this. It's great. I don't have Blue Planet 2 yet. It's a bit depressing. I want it, but I know there's a sad thing. Oh, have a great night there, man. You got most of the BBC Nature releases, Rich. Those are the two that I got so far in 4K. There's more that are out there, but I don't yet have them. I got some BBC ones on Blu-ray, but not enough, to be totally honest with you. Here's a movie that I didn't think I was going to get, that I wasn't sure I was going to like, that I actually ended up liking a lot, and that looks incredible, amazingly incredible in 4K. That movie, my friends, is Murder on the Orient Express. As Perot would say, you don't have to use a lot of your little gray cells to realize this is a 4K one to pick up. It's a fun film. It is a period piece. It works really well. It looks gorgeous on 4K. For once, Perot has the huge mustache, which is kind of referenced in the books. So it's not that weird or not that far out there. They are doing another one of these. I am so stoked about that. That one better come in 4K as well, because I got this one in 4K. If it comes in just Blu-ray, I'll be very disappointed and very upset. Great cast, great film, and if you've never seen Murder on the Orient Express, definitely worth checking out. Next up is one I recently got, and if you're a horror fan, you're probably going to like that I'm showing off this one here, and that is Pet Sematary, the original. I'm a big fan of Pet Sematary. I'll be honest with you, I haven't really dove into this one yet. It's one that I got to be in the right mood to watch, because it's kind of dark, kind of sad, kind of bleak, just a bit, tiny bit, truck, all that type of stuff. But definitely check it out. I've heard some people say it's a bit darker than the original release. Now the Blu-ray's on here as well, so you can look at both of them. But this one was like $20 to buy. This is a really cheap 4K. You got about a dozen 4K releases. Nice. I'm still, slowly getting them up there. But I think that a lot of people, people said, the Halloween one was darker, and I watched it. And yes, it was a bit the tone was did seem like a bit the color tone was a bit dark, a bit warmer. But it was the correct tone. It was the correct. People were complaining about Halloween. It looked better than it ever looked before, and it definitely was theater quality when it came to it. But people, oh, this is darker. It's supposed to be darker. One of the things that you find out is that sometimes, sadly, to make a film look better when they put it out is they artificially brighten the film. So when you see a movie at home, sometimes on Blu-ray or on DVD, it'll look different than it did in the theater, and you mightn't realize why, or you might just oh, this looks really great. The colors are just popping. But when you really look at it, there might be a bit of bleed there. There may, it may actually, you look at it for a bit longer, or you see it next to the 4K one, it actually looks a little bit more garish. And the reason is sometimes they artificially heighten the colors, but not usually in 4K. Hey, Movie Madness, we are doing 4K tonight, and I am back in the movie library. Next up is another fantastic release in 4K. Unfortunately, the extended edition is still not out as of yet. I'm guessing it'll probably come out around the time that the second chapter comes in the theater. So you already know what this movie is, and that is it. There, see, we fixed, that is it. It right there. This is what I thought was a really fun, kind of fantastic film. I hope that the second one can measure up to this one. My issue and my problem still is that that's the start though, man. And Deadpool 1 and 2 actually look really good in 4K. Is that the kid portion of it in the book was super interesting and super exciting and super scary. And the adult portion of it was the adult portion of it. So I have concerns. But I have a feeling they are going to make it different enough that we are going to love the second It chapter, and it's not going to be the snooze fest that the adult portion of it is in the book or the TV miniseries. It just doesn't come off as well. Maybe that's just me. You can let me know. Are you a fan of the adult portion of the book yet? Because for me, it was. I could have, you could have left it with the kids, and maybe you kind of like more like their children or something years later. Maybe it would work better. But no, that's just me. I'm armchair quarterbacking. All right, we'll go on from that. Speaking of Halloween, this is awesome. This was put out to. Oh wow. Oh please, are they really doing the turtle? Are they doing the turtle? Okay, for people that have not read it or don't know the Stephen King universe, there's like yeah, a deja vu actually. It's a long one I hear. It's like 2 hours long or something like that. I want to check it out. I haven't heard good reviews, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Camille Keaton is in it, so I'll definitely check it out because of that. And I got the first one, so I'm going to have to buy the. Actually, I don't have the first one. I really don't. There's a great Blu-ray of that one. I actually got to get it. So yeah, I might have to buy the first and the new one. I don't have any Spit in Your Grave films. I might have actually. Sadly, I'm going to be honest. I might have the remakes. This is gorgeous. Get this one. If you're a 4K fan and you're a horror fan and you don't have this one, get it. Like, there. It's pretty. Get this. Now, sometimes what you're going to see is that the this 4K stuff here is going to be, when you get the Blu-ray, it's going to be a remastered Blu-ray. It's going to look really good. Other times it's going to be like this. Like this. Tell you a secret. So see this? See the Blu-ray in this one? This is not a remaster. This is not the same Blu-ray as the 4K. It's not. It's not the same master. It's an old master. They do that sometimes. They say we're going to put a 4K. We're going to put a Blu-ray in there. They don't always remaster the Blu-ray too. So do your research on that. But they didn't. But there's actual different features which are actually kind of cool, which I do actually like. Now I got these on 4K because these are actually kind of fun. The first one pretty horrible, but I love it for what it is because it's one of those films. Did you want to get up here? Is that it? Is that what you were doing? Were you waiting for the movies to go past? So somebody here, I'll see if I can show you. Somebody was waiting for the movies to go past so that he could sneak his way up. You can always sneak your way up, sweetie. Any hoo-ha? Anyway, Purge, the 3-movie collection. I still got to get the new one, the first Purge. I actually agree. I think Tony Scott's stuff, really Scott, would be amazing for the. Hey. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by kiddiness. The Purge collection, this was actually super cheap as well. What's really neat about it is that it comes in 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital HD. I do consider 4K worth the price. Always, make sure that you're getting getting what you want. Oops. So, as you can see, these here all have the Blu-rays and the 4Ks, and it also has it also has like the digital as well. So you're getting it's a really good deal when it comes to that. You are so soft, you know that? You're the softest kitty. I got like 3 cats here. This is Bruno that you see normally, and there's also a Scaredy. And there's Hubert. Now Hubert is a belly rub cat. That's his thing. He wants turns over. If a burglar broke into the house, or a serial killer, if there's a purge going on, he would roll over on his belly and expect to be petted, and then I would be killed. But Bruno is the yeah. I do recommend 4K, especially now that 8K TVs are coming out. 8K TVs, they're going to make 4K look awesome, and eventually 8K is going to come out. It's going to be expensive at first. Not everybody's going to be able to get it. You're going to get some early adapters, yada, yada, yada. But afterwards, you're going to get people that are going to be, I need you to not be in the way though. I need you to not be in the movie way. But next up is, this is a divisive film. Star Wars The Last Jedi, which actually does look good on 4K. I do like this one. I'll Oh no, it's not at all. Clerks is a fantastic film. Are you talking about Clerks 2? Oh man, I forgot Rosario Dawson. She is on my Google Doc list. Rosario Dawson, I think, is on everybody's Google Doc list. I'll go out and I'll say that she is a gorgeous, gorgeous person. I like this. I know for some people, apparently, watching this film completely ruined Star Wars for them forever. I'm not joking. That's a thing. That people have said that they watch this film and all the and every other Star Wars experience they had is you know is a isn't a isn't happening. I'm guessing they weren't huge fans in the first place. Anyway, Star Wars: The Last Jedi looks great on 4K. I need you to not step on my disc, please, 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 please. And next up is another fantastically wonderful film that everybody's gonna love. That is Solo. It is basically, and I don't have. I got an OK sound set up. Oh, 8K TVs. Like I don't think you're gonna be looking Movie Man as like an 8K disc anytime in the near future. 8K is gonna work better for like for showing your 4K off better and for streaming as well. That's where you're gonna see the benefits of an 8K television down the road. Definitely hard to keep up with, man. But I think getting 4K will benefit you in the long run when you do eventually get that cheaper 8K TV because it's going to make that 4K look so much better. So Solo, it's just a fun, like, kind of a heist film. It's exactly what this movie is. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought Solo was probably the weakest part of the film, to be honest with you. But it had a great, like, supporting cast, and it was sweating. You want to see some sexy action 4K. You want to see like the sexiest action 4K out there. That's gonna be like, hey you, come a little bit closer. John Wick and John Wick 2, definitely gorgeous looking 4K releases. When I started getting into 4K, when I started buying them, one of the first movies that people told me I had to get. That's not fair. They said get Planet Earth 2, and then get John Wick. And then get John Wick 2. They look gorgeous. They're not lying. The John Wick films do look gorgeous, especially the first one I find. Looks amazing on 4K. Fantastic. And now a movie that I like that not everybody likes. But I still think it's fun. And if you're my age, if you're like an 80s kid, it's probably gonna hit your sweet nostalgic spot more than if you're younger, and that is Ready Player One. Like this throws so much nostalgia at you, it's insane. Now the best part of this movie for me, use a projector rather than TV. Oh, I've got like a cheap projector. I got a not so good projector, which I just use for like Halloween stuff. But I know a lot of people that do. One of my friends actually is a huge gamer. Has a PlayStation. That's actually him and his girlfriend each have their own PlayStation 4. Fantastic people, but basically they're saying, if this doesn't work out, we don't want to be fighting over the PlayStation 4. So they bought their own PlayStation 4. That being said, they are a fantastic couple, and they actually they sell they grow their own like strains of of weed, and they're genius at it. So that's back in Newfoundland where I used to live. So Ready Player One, the best part about this film is not in the book. It's the Shining sequence, which was made specifically for this movie. The other thing, the Shining sequence is not a green screen sequence. It's done with a lot of practical effects, which is really going to blow your mind if you've seen this movie and you've seen the Shining sequence. Wow, it does look super gorgeous. And original Tron, yeah, Tron's in this. Oh, do I have the original Tron? Not on 4K. I don't know if it's on 4K. I really don't. I remember seeing Tron in the theater back in the day. I was like blown away by the awesome visual effects of Tron. No, because it did look good back in the day. I love this movie, and I knew I wanted to upgrade this one. This is actually one of the first that came out on Blu-ray was The Fifth Element. The Blu-ray edition of it, if you remember correctly, wasn't very good. So it was nice to see the Fifth Element in a in a really nice kind of like a sexy new edition, and it does. I thought it looked great on here. I'm not sure if it's like reference quality, but looks really good. Now here's some of the earlier stuff. This came in a box set, and got it actually for fairly cheap. Oh yeah, definitely, because Ready Player One isn't just about the game thing about it. Sasha, I'll give away a sequence. It's not a real big like spoiler, but they're making different weapons like within the game to use, right? Like different guns and stuff like that. So there's one sequence in the film where they're in a race type thing and they're fighting other people. So what she does is she throws this out and it becomes Chucky. It becomes Chucky and it starts like he starts like attacking the other. It's really fun. You don't have to be a gamer to get like fun out of Ready Player One. I do think it helps to know a bit of pop culture referencing, and I don't think that's going to be a problem with you. So this is the DC 4K HD superhero set. I'll be honest with you, maybe Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman are probably the two best looking ones out of these. They're not bad. Man of Steel's okay. Batman versus Superman also okay. They're definitely they're upgrades, but they're not. I don't think they're not super large upgrades. But if you can get them like this, if you can actually buy them in like they're upticks. They're upticks really. Like Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad they get better. But the first two, the Superman, Batman, they're really more like upticks. But get the set at a good price. I got it at a really good price, and yeah, because all my DC stuff so far has been in 4K. I actually just a week before I bought that, I bought Wonder Woman on Blu-ray, and I was like, damn it! Now this set came out and it's really super cheap. Oh, dude, there's nothing wrong but not liking Man of Steel. Don't think I am super into every movie that I have in my collection. I had a fun time watching Man of Steel as in the theater as a theater patron, and I defended the film strongly on my channel when people were really downing on it. That being said, every single time since then that I have seen the Man of Steel, I have liked it just a little bit less. And I wouldn't say an insult to the film, but it's a bit of an insult to the comic books a little bit. And Zack Snyder has not helped himself with his more recent comments about people growing up and getting a life and getting a clue, because because what he's saying is exactly what would really happen with Batman. Oh, really, Zack Snyder? Please, why don't you tell me what would happen with Batman? I I don't know. I've only been reading these comic books for about 45 or 46 years. Please enlighten me. Sorry, a little snarky there on it, wasn't I? I apologize. Okay, now I got some other stuff here to show you guys. Now this actually not a great film. Fun for what it was. Justice League. Superman's mouth looks super creepy. Now, it's kind of unfair to like down on Justice League too much. Like, it's a very totally unbalanced film, but it was done by two different directors. It's all over the place. This was originally supposed to be one of two films, and then it got truncated down into one film, and then they chose the wrong villain. They said, you know, let's not use Darkseid for the Justice League film. Let's use the guy from the first film that was the setting up for Darkseid to come. Let's use Steppenwolf. Who's Steppenwolf? You know, the other guy, the not so powerful guy, the easy to beat guy, the nothing about him that's interesting guy. Why don't we use that guy? That's the guy to use. That's the perfect guy for Justice League. That's like, say if they decided, okay, Infinity War is going to be one movie, not two. It's going to be one movie. So we're going to cut out the Thanos part. We'll get rid of the Thanos part. Let's use one of Thanos' underlings. Apocalypse Now. Is that in 4K? I think that is. Or if not, I thought it was coming in 4K. Am I right? Does anybody know that? All right, some Marvel stuff, because I do not belong to one camp. I like both film. I like DC stuff. I like Marvel stuff. I like Image stuff. Oh, and they were trying too fast, Rich. That was a problem. Like, look at the stuff out now. Aquaman, awesome, awesome film. Loved Aquaman. Loved Wonder Woman. But they were desperately just trying to rush it. Just trying, okay, let's make it like let's make it Marvel, but let's try to make it like it's not like Marvel. We'll make it darker. That'll make it seem more adult. It doesn't work that way. It's just make a good film. And I think they're doing that. They've come around. Look now, like the Joker thing looks awesome. It's an Elseworlds style film. That looks incredible. Wonder Woman was great. Aquaman for me was even better. I loved Aquaman, and I haven't seen Shazam yet, but it seems like kind of cheesy fun. I really like Zachary Levi, so that's something for me. Avengers: Infinity War. I'm going to see Endgame hopefully in about a week and a half. So I did. I don't know if Birds of Prey is still happening. Is that still happening? Is that still a thing? I think it is, but I think they took the Joker out of it. But Avengers: Infinity War, again, yeah, it looks awesome. As does Black Panther. I actually really like this film. I don't know anybody that actually doesn't like Black Panther. Thor Ragnarok is a great release. Well, not that Joker anyway. I don't blame them, man. They're getting away from the Jared Leto Joker. Definitely, I think it deserves another chance. The weakest part of Wonder Woman, like overall, I think is like, even though it's a great actor, is the villain, because it goes standard villain trope. But the character of Wonder Woman itself and just some of the backup characters I thought worked really well. That's why I thought, for me personally, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, I was like meh on it. But I really dug Peggy Carter. I thought that was a way better show, but they canceled that one after 2 seasons. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still going on. I heard it gets better, but I've only seen the first couple seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and that did not start well. It honestly didn't start well. Anywho, Logan. I don't think anybody's going to deny this film is definitely kind of a modern day classic. This is pretty much you like Westerns? Do you have like older family members that are Western fans and maybe they don't like superhero stuff? Like, I don't like any of that there's superhero stuff. But why don't they make classics like Westerns, like the good old John Wayne movies or the Clint Eastwoods and stuff like that? Logan, no, I didn't actually, Rich. I never got up to that. I think that's in the 3rd or 4th season actually. I'm hoping it's good. I don't know which Ghost Rider. I really don't know. I don't know which Ghost Rider they use or anything like that. But Logan is it's an old West movie, done in modern times. I hear it's good. I hear like the show's gotten much better, but I haven't checked it out. Which Ghost Rider do they use? Like Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch or Spider-Man: Homecoming? I saw this in the drive-in. Really enjoyed it. We watched it again when we came home and once it came out on 4K. Robbie Reyes. Wait, doesn't he have a car? I'm going to tell you something. This is going to seem really silly. And I will acknowledge the silliness of what I'm about to say before I say it. It's silly. Ghost Rider should have a motorcycle. He should. He just should. But if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. can win me over, because I've never been a fan of Robbie Reyes. I actually did, but here's the truth of the matter. They said Ghost Rider's coming out, and he's going to have a car. And I'm like, okay, but no. Even though it's like the idea, like the character seemed it'd be kind of cool. I'm like, Ghost Rider needs a bike. He needs a motorcycle, damn it. He is a spirit of vengeance. He needs a motorcycle, and somewhere he's got to have those chains. Does Robbie Reyes at least still have the change? The burning chains? Actually, you know what? This is the killer part, Sasha. When I bought Logan, one of the reasons I bought it, excellent, Rich. One of the big reasons I bought it is like, I want to watch the noir version of this. See this? See, this is not open yet. You know why this is not open? Because I got it and I found out there's 2 editions that were put out. There's one that was put out 4K, regular, fantastic. There's another 4K that came out with the Noir edition, which is supposed to be amazing. This doesn't have the Noir edition. I have to re-buy this film. So I left it closed in case maybe I can trade it or something down the road, you know? Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I love both of these films. I'm a Deadpool fan. That anybody that knows me that's really shouldn't or knows my sense of humor, that should be like a given. All right, come here, my 4K beauties. Now the next movie I'm going to show you sucks. Just to let you know, just to give you like a heads up. I bought this movie for really cheap. It is not a good movie. It's a good 4K release. It looks good on 4K, but it still sucks ass. Transformers: The Last Night. So I watched this movie. I actually watched it twice because I fell asleep the first time that I was watching it. So apparently Anthony Hopkins needed some money. Maybe he was buying a new car or getting a new TV. Maybe he was upgrading to 4K. Maybe he's doing that. Setting up a new like TV system. Maybe he's getting a new cinema system in his house. And so they said, I want you to be in The Last Night. And he's like, I need a check. That'll work. So this is Transformers: The Last Night. This is, as far as I know, the last Michael Bay Transformers film. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I know there's Bumblebee, but that's not Michael Bay. But yeah, so this is kind of the death knell. You would think that they said, well, this is Transformers, and there's going to be swords and Arthurian legend and Anthony Hopkins. You'd be thinking like, wow, that's going to be amazing. And you would be thinking that until if you just landed on Earth yesterday. But since you've probably seen a Michael Bay film before, and you know how these Transformers movies go, you know that's not going to be the case. No, Hopkins is too much. He loves acting too much. He really is like... Now, two movies came out together on 4K. One release is superior to the other. They both look great, but the other one, the one I don't have, actually looks better. And this is Labyrinth. I'm a huge fan of Labyrinth, but they also put it The Dark Crystal, which is a better release on 4K. But again, I'm a fan of this. I like David Bowie, Jennifer Connelly, but she's much younger than the gorgeous, should grow up to be the gorgeous Jennifer Connelly. But she's the kid here. Great film. I love fantasy films, and Labyrinth. It's one I did kind of dig. Atomic Blonde. I really did like this film. I know it didn't get a lot of like praise or a lot of talk on it, but I did dig Atomic Blonde. I did think it was a really, really cool film. You got the digibook for Atomic Blonde? Or you got the digibook for Labyrinth? I'm going to say Atomic Blonde. But yeah, this is really fun. It's an action film. It's exactly what it is. It's an action film. Get the 4K out here. Hey! You gots to have some 4K culture, Trini. Gotta give some love. Gotta give some love. Okay, Rampage. I thought this was gonna suck. It didn't. Actually, it was really fun. I thought this was gonna be super depressing at the end. The original title. This is actually put on part of it. These stickers though I always keep them on. I liked Atomic Blonde. I really did. I thought it was a lot of fun. But some people find this ruins the slipcover. I find this like a little piece of history, like years down the road. But yeah, anyway, fun film. Cool to watch the kiddies. So next up is the one that I haven't opened up yet. but it's by Peter Berg. It's got Mark Wahlberg. Big shock there. And I hear it's a good 4K. Great cast, actually. And that is Deepwater Horizon. I'll be honest with you. I have yet to see I'm not gonna lie. I've yet to see Deepwater Horizon. This is still unopened. Haven't watched this film yet. I'll eventually watch it. I got it for when I want to watch it. But I don't know. Is this a good film, guys? I know Peter Berg's usually good with the action stuff. Mark Wahlberg, usually plays Mark Wahlberg or some version of Mark Wahlberg in whatever film he's in. That is not a knock on him. James Cagney played versions of James Cagney. Doesn't hurt the movies. It's just really well done. So next up is American Made. This one I got, again, Tom Cruise film. You're not seeing it? See, that's the thing. I got American Made. I heard this was fantastic. Not gonna lie, I still haven't watched it myself. Heard great things about it. Yeah, directed by Doug Liman, who directed Edge of Tomorrow, which I really did like. So, yeah, another reason to have this movie. This was like super cheap. Again, it was like $10 or $12 for 4K. Now, you're going to judge me on the next one, okay? On the next 3 titles. I know you're going to judge me, but do not judge me too harshly. 4. Okay. You ready? So this is Dracula Untold, which is a movie with Dracula, kind of superhero Dracula, sort of. A lot of people don't like this. I think it's fun. I do, actually. This movie didn't do well, so they rebooted the Dark Universe right away because it didn't do well, but I enjoyed it. I like when all the bats come down on the people. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, I thought it was good. I liked it. Not very many people did, but apparently Drax liked it with me too, so that's good. Yeah, so when I heard there was a 4K coming out of this one, I grabbed it. Now, when that came out, they also put out another release that had a Dracula in it. And that is this one right here, Van Helsing. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it's Van Helsing. It's not very good. It's a so-so movie. Dracula is pretty weak in this film. But there are portions of this film that I find that are really cool. Like, some of the visual effects are actually fairly decent. Yes, I know. I really like the new Critters Attacks trailer. I'm excited about that. This is a favorite of one of my better halves. One of my better halves, because she has like split personalities. She can do that. When my better half, actually, when we first started to hang out, she picked up this. It was at a CD Plus. She picked up this not 4K, put up like this version of Van Helsing, and it had like the other films on it, like some of the classic Universal films. Anyway, I've always thought it was a fun film. I used to tease her about it though, because it's not known for being the greatest film. But here it is, guys. This is the very first disc, 4K disc that we ever bought. When I bought Van Helsing on 4K, it was around $12 actually at Best Buy. So was Dracula Untold actually. So this is The Mummy. This was the first one we bought. We had like an Xbox One at the time. We just bought one. We said we'll buy this. We can watch the Blu-ray, and eventually when we get an HD, when we get a 4K TV, we'll get we'll be able to watch it in 4K because it was like the same price as the Blu-ray. It was on during a sale day. I think it was on during like Black Friday. And I haven't seen the Leon Leon in there. But I do really love that film, so I would love to see it. A lot of people hate this film. Again, it's one of those that people hate that I like, that I think is fun. Got a few more here. So let me just grab them. All right. I'm just moving some stuff over. All right. So this next up is a movie that I really did enjoy. I thought it was fun. I thought it did some good world building. Then I heard that that the movie didn't do that well and the actress wasn't going to do another one, and I was extremely upset because I thought that had the potential to do well if they would do another one, and now they are doing another one. So that is Tomb Raider. I really enjoyed Tomb Raider. I really did. I thought it was fun. It was a lot like the video game that I played. So it had that going for it. It's definitely was building the world up in Tomb Raider. It really sets her up for more exciting adventures down the road. So the fact that maybe didn't do the best, and that this girl here, she was becoming popular. It didn't look like she was coming back to do another one. But they recently announced that she is coming back. There is going to be another Tomb Raider. There's going to be a sequel to this. I'm super excited because I love these type of films. I love these action films. Uncharted is one of my favorite game series. I like Tomb Raider games as well. And I just like it. I like adventure films. I like the kind of exciting adventure films. I find you can just sit down and kind of turn your mind off. Unfortunately, the Van Helsing thing, although I enjoyed it and my better half really enjoyed it, I don't think you're ever going to see a sequel to that one, man. So next up is the two films, Kingsman, which I really, really like, and Kingsman Golden Circle, which was okay. Golden Circle, right? Yeah, okay. So Kingsman Secret Service and Kingsman Golden Circle. I like the first one way better than the second one, but both are fun watches. Definitely see Kingsman. It's a good movie overall. Really one I picked up was we don't have that's the thing, Culture Trini. A lot of people will always say that when a new format comes out, well, I'm not going to buy everything over in 4K. Or remember when DVDs and Van Helsing bombed, like it really bombed. When I had DVDs, I was like, I'm not going to buy my movies over in Blu-ray. I got DVDs. I don't have the time to buy all my movies over in Blu-ray, and I don't really. But I did buy stuff over that I really liked because better editions came out. They had more features. There was better quality. Somebody asked me what type of sound system I use, and I think I started to answer the question. I never really answered it. I just basic right now. I don't have like the huge Atmos sound system at this time. I got like a Sonos with some speakers, because when you buy a Sonos system, you get the main one, and then you can like buy like different like speakers to go with it, which I have done to actually kind of outfit my room. That's it. Be selective with what it is, and sometimes you just on a Black Friday or something like that, you get stuff that's super cheap. I'm definitely buying the 4 Batmans. So Ghostbusters, this was one of the early ones that I got. That was pretty cool. One of the best Batman films ever made, since we have a Batman person here, is the Lego Batman movie. I was really super surprised with actually how good this one is. Because you know what? It really is really good. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. And it was one of the first ones we watched when we came off of that, I think it was Boxing Day we got that. Not a fan. I can kind of dig it. I'm definitely getting them. Like to have those movies the way that I saw them in the theater back then, definitely. As much as people are going to hate on Batman and Robin, I'm calling it here right now. Batman and Robin is going to look amazing on 4K, because it definitely, whether you like the movie or not, the visualistic style of that film was incredible. Because I'm a dark and gritty guy. I got Punisher and Punisher Warzone. I will tell you right now, 100% for me. I know this is my controversial take on the Punisher. This is my favorite of the two. Now, maybe it's not your thing, Sasha, or maybe, just maybe, you just saw it the wrong time. And I just have a weird sense of humor. So that too. So actually, I should watch these soon. Actually, I love these movies. I think this is better though. This is way closer to the comic for me. This Punisher Warzone, it's very, it's dealing with the. Anybody here like read Punisher or like the Punisher stuff? I don't mean just like the Netflix TV show. That's really good, but I like read the comics. So if you like read the comics, the Punisher comics, this is kind of like kind of the Garth Ennis era of Punisher in comics. So it's really well done. Ray Stevens makes a great. He looks like he literally just jumped off the pages of the comic book. Series is great, but this is my favorite. I don't have the Dolph Lundgren one yet. Was that put on 4K yet? I don't think it has been actually. Next up is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Really enjoyed this. I like the quirkier films. So I also have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which again, I like the quirkier films. It's pretty easy to say, okay, should I get that Marvel film? Yes, yeah, you probably should. It's going to look great in 4K. But do you like Marvel first? There's the question. Are you a Marvel fan? If you're not, then it's not going to make any difference if it's 4K or Blu-ray or DVD. If you don't like it, yeah. So, Terminator Judgment Day, the controversial 4K. This is supposed to be, I haven't watched it myself, a bit on the DNR side, maybe a bit waxy. I don't know. I haven't checked it out yet. Now there's a 4K and there's a Blu-ray edition out here as well. But this was $10. So yes, please. I would love me some Terminator in 4K. Also, actually, this was $9.99, so this was slightly under $10, and that was Predator. And this is the original Predator. I'm guessing it's still. I'm going to guess it looks great. I don't know. I haven't watched yet. You guys can see it's still unopened there. I've seen Predator many times. It really depends. I thought that 4K cartoon would be a given. I thought that would be a given culture training. When it comes to 4K, it's not. It's definitely not a given. You really got to do your research when it comes to some of the animated features. For a lot of the animated features, Blu-ray. I haven't seen Predator. Is it great? Fantastic. But there's certain ones, that look better. You know what looks really good in 4K in a lot of cases, and people are really amazed with? A lot of older films. A lot of older films look great in 4K. You got the 4-pack of all the Predators in 4K. Oh, I wanted to get that. Recent one I got was American Psycho in 4K. Again, it was like $10. And I didn't have any copy of American Psycho. I actually like this film. It's a fantastic comedy. Yes, I do. I stand by the fact that American Psycho is a comedy, and it's a dark comedy, but it's still a comedy. And it's very much a tale of the 80s. It really is. Because we really enjoyed them. We got Pacific Rim, which I think is really fun, and Pacific Rim Uprising, which is okay. Casablanca, I would expect that would look good. Oh, definitely. The older films I have found so far, I've been really surprised because we thought, okay, we'll grab newer films because newer films are going to look better in 4K than older releases. Hands down, like pretty much the truth of the matter is most of the films, like the super impressive films that I got, like there's been some newer stuff, but older films really do benefit from 4K. Of course, it always depends on that the elements are there. But by far and large, a lot of the older films that I've seen that have been authored well strongly benefit from 4K. And it's this. Here's a perfect example. This this is Christine. This looks awesome in 4K. This is a great 4K release. And there was Blu-ray releases of this movie. There's been DVD releases of this movie. This is the definitive edition of this film. That's like Halloween. Halloween 4K, it looks fantastic. It's 1978. It was a low-budget film. It looks amazing. You see things in the Halloween 4K release that you don't notice in the Blu-ray or the DVD releases. That's the thing. So, one of my favorite 4K releases. I'm not sure about older shows. I would like to see some, but I think they're going to be slow when it comes to that. I don't think you're going to get like anything like a Duke's Hazard or Murder She Wrote or anything like that. But you may get some like smaller shows done. Since it'll depend. Like it always depends, Sasha, on how the author it. If they author it well, they put the right work into it and they don't DNR it too much. They let the film grain stay. Then yeah, you'll get a good release of it. But if they try to clean it too much, try to brush it too much, same thing on a Blu-ray. If you try to do it too much, it's not going to work. But hopefully, I'm hoping. Are the Sin City films out on Blu-ray? Sorry, out on 4K. I know they're on Blu-ray. I got them on Blu-ray. Bye. Now this is 2001. There are a couple people that said this, that came out and said, well, this is not that great a release. It's not that mind-bending. Those people lied to you. This is awesome. This looks amazing. This is a fantastic restoration. Yeah, so there's a difference between 4K scanned Blu-rays and actually going into 4K. But once they're scanned from into Blu-ray, then it's there. Then they're ready. Then if they want to put them in 4K, put them in 4K, and there looks to be a market for them, they can. I would buy Freaks and Geeks in 4K. I've only got it on DVD format. This looks amazing. This, if you can get your hands on this, if you're a fan of 2001, if you like Kubrick, this looks gorgeous. It's definitely, it's not an easy film for people. It's a challenging film, that's for sure. So there you go. That got that 63 4K releases I showed you guys right there. Hopefully, hopefully you enjoyed that, going through the 4K collection. 63. Not bad. Actually, that's better than I thought. I still have a lot to get, obviously. I'm way behind on a lot of the horror titles. I got to get the other Purge film, the first Purge, which I haven't even watched yet because I want to get it in 4K. I want to see the 4K edition of it, so I've stopped myself from watching it. I'm not going to watch it on Netflix or any of those streaming services. I want the physical release. I now have all the Purges in 4K. I want to see the new one in 4K as well. I don't have there's movies that I was hoping would come out in 4K. A lot of people, Sasha, are going to disagree on that. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a film that you got to be committed to. It's not a short film. It's not a fast-paced film. It's not something that's overtly exciting for the first hour or so of the movie. At this point, Rich, I don't think it would help them to go with 4K UHD. If when 4K UHD, when it's cheap enough to author and it's become more of an industry standard, then you'll see more people, more niche companies going with 4K. But at this point right now, it's not economically feasible for like a small, because they're like some of these like Vinegar Syndrome, for instance, they're DVD, whether movie, like they're restoration companies, and they make these awesome releases and they put them out, and that gives them money to put out more releases and restore more films. Unfortunately for a lot of them right now, 4K is still not, it's still not the standard. Like there are people like, you go to Walmart tomorrow, there's a huge DVD section. People are still buying from that. They're picking out that $5, $3 DVD bin, and they're buying stuff. They're like, oh yeah, man, I'm going to grab some stuff. But so some people still are just getting into to the Blu-ray. I gotta say, for Alien, definitely watch it yourself, because when I saw the screenshots for Halloween first before I owned the film, I was concerned, because I said, oh no, that looks dark. Like it looks darker. The Halloween on Blu-ray looks much lighter. But when you actually turn the 4K Halloween, and you realize that this is the way it actually should look. And if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I've seen Alien like in the theater. Alien should look dark. You're going to be able to see it, but damn, that is a dark film. It should have a darkness aspect to it. So I'd I'd hazard a guess. I'll be honest with you, that if Alien looks darker, that's the way it should look. Like Halloween. Halloween looks darker than the Blu-ray, but Halloween's Blu-ray is honestly it's not as good. It's lighter, but it's a horror movie that wasn't meant to be lighter. It was meant to look darker, and darker doesn't mean to take away from the definition of the film. In actuality, with the right darkness levels, and the right kind of like the warmth way of the colors, what can actually happen, what you can actually end up getting, is you might get movies that actually may look darker, but you can see more of them. Like, but people said that about like Halloween. They said that about like Pet Cemetery, and I haven't seen Pet Cemetery, so I can't say. But I would hazard a guess to say yeah, no. But if you got a 4K, well, you don't have 4K, do you? But if just check it the 4K. Actually, do I have? I think I might have the Pacific here somewhere. I don't have the Blu-ray. No, I don't. I got it here on DVD. Uh, but I just realized I got like 63 4Ks to put back. I am not happy about that. But I wanted to do like a come down here into the movie library. I haven't done that in a bit, and do like an old school kind of fun collection video. That being said, something I have to say right now. I made a pre-tape video earlier here today, and it was the start of like a new series I'm gonna do every once in a while, called How to Fix, where basically I'll take something like, it could be a TV show, it could be a movie or a film series, and I'll like give my ideas on how I think that it can be better. And I did How to Fix Doctor Who, which is my first one. And I'll be honest, I did that one as a pre-tape initially, for the reason that I got a bit of backlash because I made a Doctor Who video before. Some people were, I guess they weren't into it, or they just kind of they tuned out. It was, sadly, I put a lot of work into the Doctor Who video that I did, the collection video, and it's still, it's lower on the watch scale. But I started this new thing, kind of like How to Fix, and the first one is Doctor Who. So if you like my channel, and you like the stuff that I do, I would very much appreciate it if it's like a short video. It's like 13 minutes or so. If you would, give it a look, and hopefully a like if you enjoy it. Because even if you're not really into Doctor Who, hopefully you like my rant, and hopefully you'll actually like it enough so that I can do stuff, How to Fix episodes on things you will like. But if nobody watches the Doctor Who one, I'm probably not going to do it on something else you like. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that, actually. But that's the thing. I mean, like, if if you if I do a certain one or a pre-tape or something, and and it's something that you're slightly interested in or something that you haven't checked out, I'm like everybody else on here, I cannot tell you what's gonna be a swing and a hit and a swing and a miss. But I just want to have fun, and if I think people are interested in it, then you'll definitely see more of it. If I don't think people are interested in it, then there are videos. Can I be honest with you guys for a second? There are videos I have that have never seen the light of my channel. That I have just literally turned on the camera and done for me, and I haven't uploaded because I thought, okay, maybe people wouldn't be interested in that. And sometimes I'll go to that comfort zone. I'll go, say, okay, I talked about Vinegar Syndrome, I talked about Scream Factory, I talked about Synapse, did my slasher Jello talk. Maybe people will be okay with me talking about retro gaming or talking about Doctor Who or talking about something else. And sometimes they are, and sometimes I was pleasantly surprised when I did a wrestling video, and I got a lot of positive feedback on that. And other times I'll literally be in the middle of a video, and somebody will be like, "I don't like this," and that that can hurt my feelings a bit. Not gonna lie to you guys, my feelings. No, I'm joking. I'm actually the thing about YouTube and doing this type of stuff is that you got to be thick-skinned. You really do. You gain it. I do say when people are coming on YouTube when you're new and you're doing it for the first time, if you're at all concerned, like, you turn off that comment section. You just get your viewership up first, get comfortable in front of the camera, turn off the comment section, and let people, because there are some pretty horrifying people out there when it comes to the trolling. And I've seen people that have left YouTube just because they couldn't handle it, man. You went 4K over 3D? See, I didn't have to choose. What I did, because we got a 3D television set, so it's 55 inch. So pretty good for a 3D, right? Thank you, Rich. I actually really appreciate that. I seriously do. I feel emotional. I got my 3D 55 inch up in my bedroom, and I have a 4K TV, same 55 inch. I need a bigger one. I know, in my living room. And now my 4K doesn't have 3D. Some 3D 4K TVs actually do have 3D on them. I will say, I watched I got a PS4 and I got a PlayStation VR, so I can put on the VR headset and I can put in House of Wax or I don't know, Amazing Spider-Man, whatever 3D movie, and actually watch it really good 3D with the PSVR headset. I find it works really well, and because you're enclosed and it's dark and the only thing you see is the screen, and then when it's 3D, it's popping out at you. That's even better. Then you get a really kind of a cool cinematic experience in your chair. Just don't wear the headset for too long. It's not I'm gonna watch this 5-hour miniseries now, or I'm gonna watch Human Condition. I'm just gonna put it in my PS4 and watch it on my headset. No, don't do that. That's 4K 3D projector. That is the best of both worlds. I don't know a lot when it comes to the workings of a projector as opposed to a TV. That is something I lack knowledge on, severely. I have friends that are really into projectors. Oh, the headset works. It's actually the PSVR headset, Sasha, it's really comfortable, and unlike certain headsets, it's not too heavy, and it's not as cumbersome as you think. So just try it out in the store. Go to an EB Games or GameStop or somewhere like that, where maybe they got one of them on a display, or some malls you go to have Sony displays. I went to a mall once and there was a Sony display with a bunch of PSVR headsets there. And now with the PlayStation 5 coming out, they're doubling down on what they're doing with their PlayStation VR. They're actually really going into it. So I'd say, give it a shot. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. I was, actually. I looked at the headset and I looked at the other headsets that were out there. I would like to see a better controller. I game, so I would like to see a better controller than the Move controller. They do well, but there's better options out there, in my opinion, that they could use to make it more immersive. But that's just my thoughts on it. Proud of yourself. See, well, I got the I got the Sonos soundbar. I don't have like I got to get a good pair of I got some wireless headphones, but they're not like good wireless headphones. Like my kids, like they got awesome, like the expensive, like the wireless headphones. They like watch they game on it, and they watch the shows and stuff like that. They recently got like the Roku box at their new apartment, and they watch like a lot of they watch a lot of Asian stuff. Well, if you've ever seen my kids here, you know that they're really big into the Asian cinema. So they have things like Asian Crush and stuff like that. You see how it operates? It's fun. I mean, I think it's really fun, and it doesn't. It's not it's definitely it's padded well. It's not too heavy because I have tried different headsets, different VR headsets. Now the more recent one, I guess, is the Labo thing that came out, which is kind of like Google Cardboard. 130-inch screen. Holy crap, man. That does sound awesome. See, one of my friends, like him and his girlfriend, play a lot of PS4 on projector, and they did say you should drop over sometime and see it, but they live in another province than me now. But well, who knows? I'll see if if I could get like a setup, like a really good projector setup that I knew was going to work well, and it was 4K quality, or well 8K quality now, then I would definitely something I'd definitely look into. Anyway, there you go. It has been 101 minutes of me talking and talking to you guys, and I got stuff to put away before I can actually do the do the before I can, oh my god, I totally lost my train of thought. I went to check the time, and it totally is like deer in headlights time. So anyway, I am gonna head out right now because I've got some tea to make. I got some stuff to put back. I got some movies to watch. For everybody that joined me, have a fantastic evening. Please do check out the Doctor Who How to Fix video. But I would greatly appreciate it if you haven't hit the like button on this video yet. Please do so. It does help my channel a lot, and if you can share it, or if you hit notifications, all that cool jazzy stuff that I'm supposed to say that I forget to say because that's me, because I forget this stuff. Anyway, I am Aaron. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. You are the Movie Club. You rock. You are awesome. And I will see you next time. Yes, definitely, Sasha. Put that link down there. Make sure you put it in the comment section. Don't put it here where where this is going. Put it in the comment section down below. I'll if I got to like hit a button to say yes, then I'll hit that button because I want people to be able to see that stuff, and me too. If I can't get to see it tonight, I want it there so I can see it later on. Check out Sasha's link because Sasha's gonna be talking about about sleeve making, something that's gonna be really cool, and